Why is so important to understand and measure mindset and thinking patterns? Well, first, let's start by remembering those famous words by Albert Einstein. The definition of insanity. Insanity, he said, is to try the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. And most of us, we know that, right? We don't like the results we're getting, so we try different actions. You don't need a psychologist for that. You don't need a coach or a consultant for that. When you don't like the results you're getting, you try a different action, and most of the time, most of the people, just simply by doing that, achieve the results they are looking for. But the problem comes when you know that you want to change an action, but you don't know how. Or you want to change to a different action, but you don't feel that you are connecting with that action. So you cannot sustain that change in time. Then we have to refer back to this pyramid by understanding that this action comes from a feeling. There's something that we feel and that triggers that action. And that action has an effect, of course, in our results. So if we want to have different results, you may think, then we need to change our feelings. But it's not as simple as that, right? So there's not a switch for happiness, or there's not a switch for crying, or to stop crying, or to stop being sad. There's not such thing. So when it comes to changing your feelings, you have to understand, we have to understand that these feelings come from a mindset, a specific set of thinking patterns and beliefs that trigger a specific feeling. Then that feeling, of course, triggers an action, and that action triggers the result. So if we want different results, if we don't like the results we are getting, if we want to understand how different results can be achieved, then we have to understand and measure our own mindset. Now that it's easier said than done, because mindset is contextual, and context changes all the time. So every time we have a different context, will trigger a different mindset, which will trigger different feelings and actions, and of course it will lead to different results. Hence, the people who are very successful in a specific time or point in time, then suddenly they are not as effective in another one. The context has changed, and if you don't adapt to that, you may not find yourself as successful as you were before. On the other hand, some people who may not be as successful in one specific context, then suddenly they find that when that context changes, they have a better opportunity at succeeding. Now, what if you could understand the thinking pattern, the mindset that you could have in a specific context to be more successful? That's precisely what we do with MindSonar. We measure mindset in a specific context so you can increase your emotional intelligence, manage your feelings better, trigger different actions that lead to different, more positive results.